Okay, let's start. My name is Nikolay Chashnikov, and I work in IntelliJ IDEA team in JetBrains. How many of you use IntelliJ IDEA? Oh, it's great. So IntelliJ IDEA has many features. With December, we will release 13 version of IntelliJ IDEA, and in each version, we add new features. Even if we forget about all frameworks and languages which appeared over years and were supported in IntelliJ IDEA, even if we talk only about plain Java Standard Edition, there are a lot, many features. But unfortunately, many of our users don't use many of our features. Some people use 20% of features, some people use 50% of features. But no one uses all our features because no one knows about all our features. Why this happen? Yes, firstly because some of our features are hidden very well. I had discovered some IntelliJ IDEA features only when I saw their implementation in our source code. Of course, it's not the right way to learn IDE, but there is a fact what many people just don't try to learn. They use features which are familiar from our IDEs, so they just get things which are in the surface, but don't try to go deeper, don't try to go into menus and find some new actions. Yes, we just limit yourselves to features which are familiar from them, from our IDEs, and don't use many of our features. But you may ask, is it really important? If I type, for example, 400 characters per minute, why do I need to learn some special kind of completion which can save me from typing, for example, 10 symbols? Is it really important or not? Yes, of course, you can write code without any of the features. In fact, most complicated program can be written using the simplest tool. But it won't be efficient. Because even if one invocation of completion saves you from typing 10 characters, but if you invoke a completion 100 of 1,000 times, it will save you from typing kilobytes of source code. And also, when IDE do a boring part of your work instead of you, it lets you to concentrate on important part of your work. So you can just think about algorithms, think about data structures, think about designing, how to design your code, but don't think about something like how do write something like that, which method need I call to get this result, and so on. So I will show you how you can efficiently code in IntelliJ IDEA and use all our features. And let's start with a demo about writing new code. Here is a screen. This is a screen which you get when you start IntelliJ IDEA. And even before we start to write in code, we need to hide some unnecessary things. For example, we don't need toolbar because we can call any action using its shortcut. Sure, we can hide toolbar. We can hide two buttons. Yeah, so we can hide all these distracting things which we really don't need. Okay, so suppose we want to write a program, a simple program, which reads lines of text from some file and output them in sorted order into the standard output. So let's create a new class. Name it sorter. And after that, we can expand our code editor to a full screen by pressing Control Shift F12. Yes, and when we want to write a public static void method, but before we can write a new method, we need to put cursor into the new line and with proper indent. And how to do it? Of course, we can press End and press Enter, but there is a simple shortcut we can use. It's called complete statement. Yes, we just invoke complete statement shortcut, and it introduces a new line of code and put cursor into start of our line. When we use abbreviation for public static void method and expand if using up. Okay, so we need to write text. We need to read text from some file. So we need to create a buffered reader instance. We can type first letters of words buffered and reader, and then invoke completion. And IDEA suggests us to complete the class name. Okay, and when we can also complete variable name. Yes, write new. And after that, we need to create a new instance of this class. And of course, we can completion here, but we will get a lot of things which are not suitable. So we can use, instead of using the basic completion, we can use smart type completion by pressing Ctrl-Shift space. It will suggest only classes which can be used in this expression to get type of buffered reader. So it's buffered reader class and its subclass line number reader. Press enter, and after that, complete in the same way, complete file reader and write file name. Okay, after that, we can see what cursor is not at the end of the line, but if we invoke complete statement action, it will automatically put cursor into next line, so we can continue to writing code. Okay, so we want to read something from file, so we want to use this reader and then close it. So we want to call reader.close method, and of course we can start writing reading, complete them, write dot, complete method close, and so on. But we can use a trick here. We can just write one letter, dot, and first letter of the method name, and after that invoke code completion. And IDEA will suggest only variants which match our pattern, so we can just press enter to complete reader.close. Okay, here IDEA shows the problems here, what IO exception isn't handled, so we can use Alt-Enter shortcut to add exception to method signature. Okay, and after that, we can continue reading from our file. So we need to read lines of text into some list and then sort them. Sure, we can write this line of code in the same way like we write the previous line, yes, but we can write it differently. We can start by creating an instance of array list, and then introduce variable refactoring to store this instance into a variable. So we can just press Ctrl-Alt-V, and not what we don't need to select anything. Yes, IDEA is smart enough to understand what there is only one expression here, and we just need to invoke this action, and it suggests us to create a new variable. Okay. Add one more variable, and after that we need to write a while circle. So we can read a line of text inside of condition, and here we can also use smart completion. But it will show what there are no suggestions of type string if our context. But here is the trick: we can invoke smart completion twice to get more suggestions. It will search for local variables and fields in our context. It search if there is some methods on which we can invoke on the variables or fields to get something of type string. Okay, so finish our condition, and after that we again use complete statement shortcut to insert braces. And we need to add this line into our list. So just write line.a complete and complete add methods of lines variable. And use smart completion here to complete our string variable. Note what if there is only one variant which can be used here, IDEA even doesn't show any kind of completion pop-up. It just insert variable name here. Okay, so we continue reading from the file, and now we need to sort our list so we can convert into array. Convert this list into array. Add new variable. And we can use the same trick here. We can invoke smart completion twice. On first invocation, it shows only local variable args, which is suitable by type. But if we invoke it twice, it will suggest us to convert, to convert list into array. Okay, I can move it up. So we don't need to write this code by hand. IDEA can complete it for us. Okay, so we need to sort this array of strings, and we know what there is some sort method in some class. If we just type sort and then invoke completion, IDEA shows a message what there are no suggestions. But if we invoke the same basic completion twice, IDEA will search for method named sort from all classes, from JDK, from your project, and so on. So it finds this method. We can apply, select this item, and complete our array here. Okay, so array is sorted, and we just need to output with the lines. So let's use one more live template. In fact, we can we have many templates which allow us to iterate our arrays, lists, collections, and so on. Where is iter abbreviation for iterate in for each cycle. And use as our template to write the variable to a standard output. Okay, so we finished, and the only thing which remains to finish is to create this file. And of course, we can go into project view, then create a file from here, then close project view, but there is a better way. We can use jump to navigation bar shortcut, which shows navigation bar, and where we can invoke generate action to create a new file. Name it input.txt, put some text, and then run our class. Okay, so it reads line and outputs them in the sorted order. Okay, so during this demo, I show how to write new code using IntelliJ IDEA, using basic completion, using smart completion, using double smart completion, using double basic completion, using live templates, and so on. Let's switch the topic to refactoring text. Suppose what we want to write a test for this class, and firstly we need to extract all the things which doesn't depend of our environment. So we extract a variable here. Note what IntelliJ IDEA suggests possible expression which can be extracted into a variable. And we select file reader, extract into a variable, then select this code, and extract it into a new method. Name it load and sort. Make it package local. Okay. So we want to create a new test, and we can use navigate to test action. It suggests to create a new test because we don't have a test yet. Okay, okay. And again, we use generate action to create a new test method. Firstly, we need to call our method, not what you can use twice the second completion here to complete and sort, to complete static method from our class, and then create a string reader to create a test data for our test. Okay, after that we can introduce a variable and create expected result variable. Note what I don't need to add spaces after commas. If I use complete statement shortcut, it does it automatically. Okay, and we need to compare to arrays, so we know what varies some method array assert equals. We can complete it using second basic completion. But if we are writing a test, perhaps we maybe need to invoke this method several times, so we can use intention here to import this method statically. And the idea automatically it's import static statement and imports this method and complete variables and run the test. Okay, so test is green, always good. We learned how we can refactor our test using our big refactoring menu, where there's a lot of actions we can use to refactor our code. And also we can, of course, use completion. We can, of course, use our actions, and so on. Okay, so let's continue. Suppose we want to create a new class. Java language is very verbose, so if we suppose what we want to create a class person with two fields, with field name and field age, and in Java we need to write a lot of code to do this. But IntelliJ IDEA make our life a little simple, so we can create a new class using minimum number of shortcuts and typings. Let's start by writing a usage of this class. We can provide arguments for its constructor, and then use intention action to create missing class. And IDEA automatically selects type for our parameters, so we just need to write it their names. And after that, we can use intention action to create fields for our parameters. Okay, after that, again, use generate action here to create getters for our fields. Okay, and after that, we can generate equals and hash code methods. Of course, we can use, we can press arrow down 5 times to select this item, but we can, instead of this, we can just type this letter, and IDEA automatically navigates to corresponding item of our list. Then press enter, go through a wizard, and generate generate equals and hashcode methods. So we created a file from 40 lines using very little effort. We can also simplify this code by using contention actions. Okay, simplify this and simplify this. Inline variable here, inline variable here. Okay, it looks better. So if you want to create a new class, instead of writing new class from scratch, we can just create this class from usage, generate missing getters, setters, equals methods, and so on. And it is much simpler than writing code by hand. Okay, suppose we have a big project and we want to navigate from some classes inside of the project. This is Apache Tomcat project. Oops. It has a lot of classes, and there are many actions which allows to navigate to some part of your project. There is a navigate to class action. And if we want to navigate, for example, GSP compilation context class, we can just write some letters compilation context, and IDEA automatically suggests this class. Also, we can just, if we want to navigate to a particular line in this class, we can write line number here, and IDEA automatically navigates to line number 100. If there is some methods call, we can navigate to its declaration. From declaration, we can navigate to usage by using show usages pop-up. Note what there is a find usages action, which shows all usages in a tool window. But if we want to navigate to some particular usage and don't want to show all the usages, we can use show usages action, and it shows a pop-up where all usages are listed, and we just select desired usage and navigate to this line of code. Okay. So suppose what we want to navigate to some file. We can use a similar action here, go to file, and write a file name. But there are a lot of web XML files in our project, and if we want to navigate into a particular web XML file, of course we can select it using arrow keys, but we also can just type some letter from parent directory of this file, when slash, first letter of file name, first letter of extension, and IDEA automatically filters all the files by this parent directory name. So this file is located in host manager directory, and we can navigate into it. And if there is some files we are very often navigate to, we can create a bookmark for this file. We can simple bookmarks, and also we have bookmarks with mnemonics. We can press Ctrl F11. Oops. Oh. And select a mnemonic, and after that we can navigate to this bookmark using mnemonic. Also, we can create a bookmark for some directory. Just press the same shortcut here and select mnemonic, and after that we can navigate to the directory from any place. Just show list of all bookmarks, and it opens the directory. So there are a lot of features for navigation. We can go to declaration, to implementation, to super methods, and so on and so on. And there are a lot of items in our navigation menu. So let's talk about code analysis. Suppose what we want to know, to learn something about our project, and for example, there is some interface here, lifecycle listener, and we want to know, is it possible to get null in our implementation? Is it possible to get event equal to null? Sure, we can just inspect all usages of this method and check the usages by hand, but there is a useful action in analyze menu, where is action analyze data flow to here. And if we call this action, it shows all calls of this method, and we can group the entries by leaf expression. And it's easy to see what this parameter is not null. There is always a new instance of lifecycle event class passed to this parameter. Also, we can analyze and inspect all implementers of these methods. So we can use quick definition action. It shows all implementers of this method, and we can navigate among the implementers and see them in the pop-up. So we even don't need to navigate into corresponding file. Also, you can analyze dependencies between modules. You can analyze backward dependencies, cyclic dependencies, and so on. Whereas a lot of features we can use here. Okay, so suppose what we want to improve our code by fixing bugs, by adding more features. And for example, we have some code here, and we want, for example, to skip all lines which are empty. So we don't need to output empty lines. So we want to write if statement here. To write if statement, we can use surround with action. We have a lot of items here. You can surround with synchronized, to surround with if, surround with runnable anonymous class. Also, you can configure your own live templates. There are a lot of predefined templates, but you can create your own specific for your project, for example. Yes, for example, there is some action specific to our IntelliJ project to surround some expression with redaction, for example. Okay, but we want to surround to place this into if statement, so we can invoke surround with select if. And when we want to write a condition what line it's not empty, so we can write line is empty. And here we understand what actually we need to negate this condition. So of course we can complete this item and then go back and add this symbol. But there is a simple way. We can just press exclamation sign here, and IDEA will automatically negate this completion item. And so we don't need to move cursor backward and write this by hand. Okay, it's great, but suppose what later we decide what we don't need to skip all empty lines, but instead we want to add some placeholder about instead of empty lines. Okay, so we can use intention action here. Intention actions allows us to perform some small modification of our code, which usually don't change semantic of our code, but just arrange code in some way. So here we can invert if statement, and instead of just skipping empty lines, we can replace them by some placeholder. So here we go. Okay. So there are a lot of intention action in IntelliJ IDEA. You can, for example, convert while into do while. You can, oops, what is that? You can, for example, split declaration into a separate line. You can flip some operators, negate, and so on. So there are a lot of intentions which are available in our code. In fact, if we go into sections, you will see the list of intention actions, and there are a lot of them for many different languages, Groovy, JavaScript, and so on. Okay, let's go. And suppose what we want to remove final modifiers here. Sure, we can just select this and press del twice, but there is a better way. We can use column selection mode, Alt-Shift-Insert, which allows us to select rectangular pieces of code this way. And then we can just remove two modifiers just by pressing delete. Yes, and suppose if we have more fields, yeah, it's simple to modify over the fields using this column selection mode. Yeah, we can remove modifiers, we can add modifiers, we can also use completion here. But if we want to make, for example, something final, where is a better way to do this? Suppose what we have 5 fields without final modifier. Oops, what is that? Suppose what we have 5 fields, where the fields are initialized in constructor, and they all have getters. And suppose what we want to add final modifiers to all the fields. Whereas a simple way to do this, we can just invoke inspection in analyze menu, whereas an item run inspection by name. And if we use this action, we can just type name of inspection fields, maybe final. And IDEA suggests us this inspection. We can run it on this file. And there will be five problems in our file. What fields this may be final, this, all the fields may be final. And we can use intention here. Oops, not here, but here, to apply fix for all the problems. And IDEA automatically will add final modifier to all the fields. Okay. So there are a lot of things we can do using these methods, using run inspection methods, using run inspection by name. But let's go. Where is another problem? What some people want to use keyboard, some people want to use mouse. Keyboard, some people want to use mouse. In fact, it's very efficient to using keyboard when you write a new code. Because when you write a new code, usually you just type some letters, and if you need to invoke some action, it's much more efficient to invoke it by keyboard shortcut than by using mouse. But if you in some cases, it's really convenient to use mouse. For example, if you navigate through your project, you can use mouse by holding Control. you can click on any item and navigate into its declaration. If you hold Control and Alt and click on item, you can navigate into implementations by using mouse. But if you don't want to use mouse a lot and use shortcuts instead, you need to learn shortcuts, yes. But it's not very hard. All the shortcuts are listed in our menus. And in fact, if you can't remember all the shortcuts, you just need to remember only one shortcut, Ctrl-Shift-A, shortcut for find action, action. And if you invoke this action, after that you can just type name of action, for example, complete statement, and IDEA will show you all actions which matches this pattern, and you can invoke this action from this pop-up, and also you can learn shortcuts from this pop-up as well. So if you spend some time learning shortcuts, it will improve your productivity, of course. But if you don't, you can just use go to action shortcut to type name of shortcut. Okay. So let's go to some general principles of efficient work in IDE. So I told you about many features, and you may ask how can I learn some features, how can I remember all the features? And we have a special feature named Productivity Guide, which you can use to find new features of IntelliJ IDEA. It's located in Help menu, and if you invoke this item, it will show you your personal statistics of IntelliJ IDEA actions which you used. For example, there is my statistics and shows how many times I used code completion, code navigation, and so on. So if each time when I use code completion, it saves me from typing, for example, 2 characters. Yes, you can see how many kilobytes of code I don't need to type because I'm using weather features. But it's more interesting to sort weather features in backward order, so I can see which features I never use. For example, I never run query in console because I don't work with databases. But if I go to some completion features, and so some features which I never use, I can view a short description with this feature here. Shortcut is also listed here. So you can just learn some features which you never used, and maybe it's time to start using this feature. So to be more productive, you can use this productivity guide to learn new features. You can use our blog. You can read our blog about some tips and tricks. Also, you can just think about what are you doing. So if you're doing if you often perform some action which easily can be automated. For example, if you save your code every minute, of course it looks strange. And in fact, in IDEA we have a special feature for that. You can set up IDEA to save your files automatically each 15 seconds, for example. So if you do some things which can be easily automated, it makes sense to try to find some feature which do this. And if you cannot find some features, you can write to our blog, you can write to our forum, and maybe we can suggest you some features, and maybe we can implement the new features for you. So it's this way you can learn your IDEA. Okay, I have a lot of time where I can show you some. And now things, for example, let's suppose what we are inside some class, JVariable, for example, and we want to know how equals method is implemented in this class. Of course, we can show hierarchy of this class using type hierarchy action, yes, and navigate through all the classes and check if there is equals method implemented here. But it's too long. And in fact, we can use go back. In fact, we can use file structure popup to quickly find some methods inside this class or inside its superclasses. So we can just start typing equals, and IDEA will automatically show us methods declared in this class. And if there are no such methods in this class, you can navigate to its superclass and see what equals method is actually implemented in object class. It's not implemented in JVariable. So JVariable overrides common behavior from object class. Also, in fact, there is a common principle across the whole IDE. So if there is some action, in IDE, like completion, like navigation, and first invocation of this action doesn't return accepted result, you can apply this action twice. So, for example, if we invoke code completion and it doesn't suggest suitable variant, we can invoke it twice, and it will suggest more variants. Also, if we inspecting, for example, file structure and press Ctrl F12, we can press Ctrl F12 twice to show inherited methods. If we navigate to class, person, and we want to search class, for example, in JDK, we can press Ctrl N twice to search non-project classes as well. It will search classes from JDK. Also, if we have some pop-up and we want to view some class from this pop-up, we don't need to press enter and open this class in editor. We can just use quick definition action to show class text in pop-up, and after that we can also navigate through the list, and it will show view of for all classes which you are currently selected in the list. And also we can use multi-selection here and press enter to open all classes. So there are a lot of features in the IDE which you can use. And there is some links. Where in first link you can download IDEA. The second link points to our blog, where you can read some tips and tricks about IntelliJ IDEA. Whereas also we have forums where you can read some or write about your problems. And of course you can write me email if you have any questions. Okay, or you can ask your questions here, but before you ask your questions, I want to ask my question. Please raise your hand if you knew nothing from my talk. Oops, okay. Maybe I need to show some new features. Okay. So do you know, for example, if we are analyzing our code, yes, and for example searching for usages of some interface, we can use convenient shortcuts Control Alt up and down to navigate between occurrences. So we don't need to navigate through the list and press, for example, double click or press enter. Yes, we can just use Control Alt up down, and focus won't leave our editor, and we can navigate through occurrences of our classes. Although there is some cool features. Okay, but there is also some cool features. So, for example, if we write some code inside if statement, and after that we need to unwrap this code, we can use unwrap action, Ctrl-Shift-Delete, to extract this code. Yes, and we can unwrap while statement. And if there is, for example, some try-catch statement, yes, you can remove this try-catch statement again using this unwrap feature. Just press Ctrl-Shift-Delete, press unwrap, and IDEA will remove try statement. Also, if there is some exception thrown in your code, you can use highlight usages and file action on throw statement, Ctrl-Shift-F7, and IDEA will automatically highlight all places where this exception can be thrown, and you can navigate between with occurrences using F3. And also, if there are a lot of return statement inside your code, you can just put a cursor on return statement and press select highlight usages action, and it will automatically highlight all exit points of your methods. Okay. So I think it's all. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, or you can come to our booth. We have a booth here. And thank you for your attention.